Hi friends, welcome to Pywarriors. So in today's video we are continuing where we left off in the previous video, where I have a template view there and I am trying to get things from the database and load it into the front of the website. So here we have a template view there and I'm overriding the get query set, but I think I had made a mistake there because template view don't have a query set. I think it's because the get query set is from the list view that I have earlier used, but I changed that to template view, so we can use another inbuilt function, that is get context data. So we can use get context data, and the thing with this is we have to pass the data in a context. So we have to take the context element and then pass a variable using that context. Let me show that for you. So we can specify a variable which refer the context object, and then we use the super keyword to get the class, get an instance of the class, and then take the original get context data and pass it into the context, and then we use an extra variable there. We define a variable which will be passed to the context. So here I am defining a block there, blocks. Yes, I'll be using the variable as blocks, and then use this fill query set and assign that to that blocks keyword, so that we can access this objects inside the template using the blocks variable. So here we are passing that blog post objects, and I am returning the featured blog posts only, and then I'll return the context back to the class. So now that we have that inside the blocks variable, we have to actually go and create some data in the database. So before that, we can put that block variable inside the template, and let's loop that blocks variable and print out what's coming from that. So for blog in blocks, that is the template tag for Django, and we have to end the template tag and for and between these tags, if we access the block variable, then it will contain the data from that object. So let's first of all let's create some blocks there. So before that, we have to use the Django's admin panel. So for that, I am using the create super user command to create an super user, and I'm using the admin as the username, and then email, it's not necessary. So I have created a super user, then run server, then if we go to 127.0.01 east to 8000/admin, we can access that admin panel. Django provides this default admin panel. This is a default panel, so we don't have to do anything to get this. It's there automatically. So I have logged in as the admin, but we can see the models that we have created. It's because we have to add it to the admin. So for that, we can add that to the admin first. So for that, we can use that admin.py file there. So here we can register our models, and then it will appear in the admin. So let's do that first. So there are multiple ways you can do that, but so I am importing all the models here. So this is not a recommended way of importing models, because if we use a star, then that is actually frowned upon, because Python always states that it's better to call everything explicitly. So here I am calling the specific models that I want to show in the admin site, and this is the command for that, admin.site.register, and you can use the tag there, use the name of the model there. So I'm registering tag, blog post and blog images there. Blog images. So after that you just have to reload the site and it will be there. So let's tag is already registered. It's because of I have pasted that code 2 times, I think that's why that's happening. So let's run it again, and you can see that there is these 3 additional entries there: blog images, blog posts and tags. Let's add some blog post first, so that we have something to work on. So yeah, so I have added this thing to Git, so that I can save it in the GitHub. Initialized a repository there, because without that the control P search won't work. That's why I have added that. So this I have set up Vim to track every file from the top of the Git repository. So if that project is not a Git repository, it will only look for files in a particular directory. So that's why I have initialized Git there. Before adding blogs, we need to add the media directory and media route. Then only we would be able to access media files from the front end also, and to upload the media files to the media directory. So the same thing that we have done with the static files have to be done with the media also. So right now we are defining media route, and then we will configure the media URL and media route in the urls.py for the development server. So actually the media is being served by Nginx on the production server, but since we are using it on development server, we need to have Django's development server serve the media also. So for that we are adding the media URL. So media URL signifies that any URLs starting with this slash media will be served as media. So since we are defining it here, the Django's development server will serve that. When in production mode, it will be served by Nginx. So we have added the URL patterns here, and let's specify the media URL and media route there. Then after that we can add the blogs. So media route added, then let's start the development server. Let's go to the Django admin panel and add some blocks. So now we have added 5 blocks there. Now let's check if everything is working as expected. So let's add we have just looped the block only, so we have to add the URL images and also the title of the block to the cards. So to do that we can add the URL from the image inside the block to as the source of this image tag. For that, block dot image dot URL, that would, so block dot image dot URL. Okay, so I need to check if the yes, it's image, so the field is image, so we can use block.image.url. So there is also a small thumbnail inside that card, so we also use the same there. block.image.url. image.url. Okay, so the tag, there is a difference. We don't use the percentage sign for variables, we use double curly braces, so we can change that. The percentage sign is for commands, that is template tags that use inside, like for, if, but for variables we use double curly braces like Angular. So we have added the title, we have no subtitle there, so we'll leave that. And inside the content we can change the content also, but let's check if it's working or not. So there is some errors there. Blog post is not defined. It's because we have not imported the blog post model inside the views. So let's go and quickly import blog post inside the view. So here we need to import the blog post model inside the view. So from web app models, import blog post. Now let's, yeah, it's working. So as we can see that everything is working as expected, but things are not like we want. It's vertical, so let's check that. Why is it so? It's because I think everything is inside that column 3, that's why it's showing us vertical. Let's change the code a bit. So let's go to home.html file and find a loop. It's inside the column, so let's put it outside the column loop, and then we have to end it after the column is closed. So we can end that and for loop after column is ended, and it should work fine. Yes, it's working fine. So this is from the database. So we have added some blocks in the database and marked it as featured, and that is being displayed here. So I think that's all for now. So if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and please do subscribe to my channel. I have the further tutorials coming up, so stay tuned for that. I will now then change the hero section there in the coming tutorials, and also I'll be covering the deployment part and also the Angularjs part. So stay tuned and have a nice day. Thanks.